Stay with us, this gets deeper. Did you know that one man's personal colony resulted in the death of an estimated 10 million people? This is the story of King Leopold II of Belgium and the Congo Free State, a tale of unimaginable greed, brutality, and a shocking lack of accountability. In the late 19th century, as European powers scrambled for African territory, Leopold, a shrewd and ambitious monarch, set his sights on the vast Congo basin. He didn't acquire it through conquest, but through cunning diplomacy, creating a private holding disguised as a philanthropic endeavor aimed at abolishing the slave trade and bringing civilization to the region. He formed the International African Association, convincing world leaders of his noble intentions. The reality, however, was far more sinister. Once Leopold secured control, the Congo Free State became his personal fiefdom. He established a brutal regime built on forced labor and the ruthless exploitation of the region's natural resources, primarily rubber. Congolese men, women, and children were forced to tap rubber trees under horrific conditions. Quotas were impossibly high, and failure to meet them resulted in brutal punishments, including mutilation, torture, and murder. Villages were raided, families were torn apart, and entire communities were decimated. Leopold's force public, a private army, but here's what they never wanted you to know. Composed of European officers and African soldiers, enforced his will with extreme violence. They were given quotas for bullets and were expected to prove they had used them to kill rebels or animals. To prove they hadn't wasted bullets on hunting, they would often cut off the hands of their victims and present them as evidence. The atrocities were so widespread and systematic that they constitute a clear case of genocide, though it was never officially recognized as such. Despite growing evidence of the atrocities, Leopold managed to maintain his grip on power for decades. He used his immense wealth, stay with us, this gets deeper, to bribe journalists, suppress dissent, and manipulate public opinion. He even commissioned elaborate propaganda campaigns to portray himself as a benevolent ruler. Eventually, thanks to the courage of whistleblowers like Edmund Morel, a shipping clerk who noticed the imbalance in cargo manifests, more rubber leaving the Congo than goods arriving, and the investigative work of journalist Roger Casement, the truth about Leopold's crimes began to emerge. Reports of the horrors in the Congo sparked outrage in Europe and America. Public pressure mounted, forcing the Belgian government to annex the Congo Free State in 1908, transforming it into the Belgian Congo. While this marked the end of Leopold's personal reign of terror, it did not bring justice to the millions of Congolese who suffered under his rule. Leopold died a year later, a wealthy and powerful man, never held accountable for his crimes. The Belgian government continued to profit from the Congo's resources, albeit under slightly less brutal conditions. The legacy of Leopold's reign continues to haunt the Congo to this day. The country has been plagued by violence, instability, and corruption, partly as a result of the deep wounds inflicted during the colonial era. The lack of accountability for the crimes committed in the Congo Free State sends a chilling message about the limits of international justice. It raises difficult questions about the responsibility of nations to confront their colonial past and to make amends for the atrocities committed in the name of profit and power. The story of King Leopold II and the Congo Free State is a stark reminder of the dark side of human nature and the enduring consequences of unchecked greed and exploitation. It is a story that must be told, not only to honor the memory of the victims, but also to ensure that such atrocities are never allowed to happen again. Subscribe to Unpunished Africa for more African history and wealth wisdom. Follow for more untold African stories.